Arkansas food insecurity, a growing crisis amid political agenda. Arkansas currently grapples with the highest food insecurity rates in the nation, a problem that affects nearly 1 in 5 people across the state. This means that thousands of families lack consistent access to sufficient and nutritious food, disproportionately affecting children, the elderly, and marginalized communities. While food insecurity has been a long-standing issue in Arkansas due to systemic poverty, economic instability, and limited access to affordable groceries, recent political developments have compounded this crisis, particularly under Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders and the continuation of Donald Trump's Project 2025 agenda. Governor Sanders has embraced policies that continue to weaken the social safety nets designed to help the most vulnerable Arkansans, many of whom are already struggling to put food on the table. One of the most glaring examples is the rollback of free meal programs in public schools. For many low-income children, their only reliable meal comes from school-provided breakfast and lunch programs. When these programs are reduced or eliminated, children are left without essential nutrition, perpetuating a cycle of hunger that affects their physical and mental development. The reduction in access to free meals exacerbates an already dire situation for many Arkansas families, who face rising costs of living and stagnant wages. While these policies directly worsen food insecurity, they cannot be viewed in isolation. Governor Sanders' legislative efforts are rooted in a broader cultural and political agenda that prioritizes exclusion over inclusion, control over freedom. Her administration has led attacks on LGBTQ+ rights, enacting laws that restrict the rights and protections of transgender individuals. The bans on transgender youth accessing gender-affirming healthcare, prohibiting changes to gender markers, and the public bathroom restrictions all contribute to a hostile environment where already vulnerable communities face further marginalization. For transgender children, these laws send the harmful message that they do not belong in Arkansas, pushing them to the edges of society and away from necessary resources, including food. In the same vein, the administration's relentless focus on limiting the rights of LGBTQ+ people and erasing their visibility, such as through bans on drag performances and gender-affirming policies, ties directly into a broader trend of eroding human rights. This environment of exclusion affects not only LGBTQ+ individuals but all Arkansans, as it diverts energy and resources away from the state's most pressing problems, like poverty and food insecurity. Governor Sanders has also aligned herself with the national conservative push to control what students learn in schools. Under her Learns initiative, a curriculum framework designed to reshape public education in Arkansas, there has been a concerted effort to limit the teaching of Black history, minimize discussions on systemic racism, and discourage critical examination of American history. The restrictions on books that teach diverse perspectives and the banning of certain academic topics from classrooms deprive students of the tools needed to understand the complexities of the world. In a state where so many students are already struggling, denying them access to a well-rounded, truthful education only limits their potential for upward mobility. At the heart of these attacks on LGBTQ+ rights and efforts to suppress historical truths is a common thread: an erosion of the collective morale of Arkansans. By pushing an exclusionary, regressive agenda, Governor Sanders undermines the very fabric of the state's communities, creating an environment where division and inequality flourish. And for those who already live on the margins, whether due to their identity, poverty, or both, the impacts are devastating. Food insecurity, meanwhile, is a physical manifestation of this decline. When school meal programs are gutted, it is not just a denial of food but also a denial of dignity. The reduction of these essential programs ensures that many of the state's poorest children remain in a cycle of hunger, limiting their ability to succeed in school and build a better future. Arkansas children deserve better. They deserve full stomachs, rich educational opportunities, and a safe, inclusive community in which to thrive. America has always promised a land of opportunity for all, where the pursuit of happiness is a right, not a privilege reserved for a select few. But under Governor Sanders' administration and the policies she champions, many Arkansans feel that promise slipping away. Yet, the hope remains that this tide can turn, that by addressing the root causes of food insecurity, embracing diversity, and investing in the future of all children, Arkansas can fulfill the true promise of America, one of liberty, equality, and opportunity for every citizen, regardless of background, identity, or economic status. The promise of America is that no child should go hungry, no family should suffer from oppression, and no community should be left behind. And it's that promise that Arkansas must fight to reclaim.